Hello everyone, and welcome to the second race of my co-op career. As you can see there, we're at Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia for both qualifying and the race. So qualifying will consist of all of the laps that I did, so I think I did 4 laps or so. And of course only one of them is good enough to be my actual quali time, but we'll see all 4 of them. We will also see an unedited race, so no editing at all, full length 25% race. Since it was quite an entertaining race, so I couldn't really bear to cut any out. And we're going of course on options for quali. That's their ball on the wheels on now, and we drive out to the track. So of course Kristian beat me last time out in Australia. I believe I was 3rd, could be wrong, I think I was 3rd. Kristian of course won the race, so he's beaten me in the championship, so I need to hopefully try and beat him in this track and claw that little gap in the championship back, so I can hopefully win it at the end of the season. So straight into rev limiter then, in 7th gear, got quite a short gear ratio for the race more, so I'm losing out a little bit in quali, but hopefully it will give me an advantage in the race. So first corner is done, that was pretty good. Second corner I've taken too much speed, let it run right out wide, right out on the grass. So just trying to get my foot down now. I'm still going to carry on with this lap, just so I can get a reference ready for my next lap. And hopefully it'll be a bit better, so I can get a reference to know how quick or slow the next lap is. 25.1 first sector then, not sure how that goes. There's Petrov there, the catering gets out of my way nicely, which is good. On now these very fast corners as I missed my apex there completely, never quite managed to get there unfortunately. It's not been a great lap so far. As I've said before, I don't really practice for these races. I have done a few laps on this track though, because of things like the track guide. I've also done a few sprint races recently, so I've done a few laps around this track, so I wouldn't say I'm unpracticed at it. I haven't got as much practice as I normally would for my league races, for example. So 58.3 then, middle sector. So looking at the minimap now, look, all the cars are all over the track, so there's not really any free air. Not sure what Kristian's doing, I don't think, well he might be out on track now, but I don't think he went out quite as early as me. I was one of the first to go out. But now, luckily there could be no one coming out of the pit, so hopefully no one should be able to get in my way. Presuming I don't catch those cars in front of me. There's a car very close behind me, is that a Red Bull? Very close behind me indeed. Hopefully he can't overtake me on my quali lap, that'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it? To get overtaken on the quali lap, but there we go. So come on the final corner now, I'm going to have a time any second now for the run to the line. It is indeed a Red Bull. So the run to the line then picked as a fastest lap, but there we go, I've obviously beaten that straight away. 38.2, but Vettel's beating it straight away once again behind me. Makes sense since he did catch me on my quali lap. So 28.283 and he's at 37.4, so almost a second up. But of course, I made that big mistake in this second corner. Can I do it this time? I can. Nailed it this time. Much better. Got DRS open earlier, got throttle down earlier and harder. And even use some curves. So let's hope this smooth in front of me doesn't get in my way. 8 tenths up, 3 tenths up on Vettel on pole, so it's looking very good. Already I'm faster than Vettel, and luckily Pick does get out of my way there in the Malaysia. DRS is wide open, but no, I've just snapped it shut that last second. See if I can get the apex of this corner. I do. In fact, I turned in a little bit too early there. I have to make a couple of corrections. Oh, it pushed me right out wide on the exit. So certainly wasn't a perfect corner there, but not too bad. Still managed to maintain the speed. So now come around the double right-hander. That was an okay corner there, not too bad. End of the second sector is coming up after this next corner then. Got to get it all slowed down for this very tight corner. But it's a 36.5, fantastic out there from him. Very strong indeed. And I'm still a 10th up on that, so I'm 1.1 up on my previous. 10th up on button, so I need to improve my final sector then. Can I do it? I've only got this lap left. As you can see, pit stop there on the right hand side, that means I've just run out of fuel. So I'm only going to have this lap. Then I have to come into the pits, get some new tyres and refuel, but oh, I've missed my apex once again there. It's not been a perfect lap, but it's still been a pretty good lap using most of the rest of my curves. Got a little bit left for the squirt to the finish. Let's get DRS wide open now, hitting the rev limiter quite early on once again. Braking for the final corner. Can I make it round? I can, yes. So if I can push hard for the line now. Get a decent camera shot on pole. Was a 10th up on button. End of the second sector. What's it going to be? Let's say 36.6. No, less, just under a 10th back. So I must have lost about 2 tenths in the final sector or so to button. Now Alonso's taken pole as we skip my in lap and my out lap. And we're straight back on it now. As Kristian, I don't believe has set a competitive time yet really. I'm up in 3rd. I think he's tried to, I might have set one, but not good enough really. Not a time that he's happy with anyway. This looks like it's been a better first sector to me. I could be wrong, wasn't a great exit though. Pushed me out a bit wide there. So 3rd place on the grid, it's not bad, and much better than mine. I was at 16th last race, so can't complain too much. And yes, I'm down actually my previous by a 10th, but I'm 2.5 tenths up on Alonso on pole, so still a very good first sector. If I can maintain that speed through the lap, I should be on pole. So just having to push very hard now through these corners. This was a better corner, but still turning a bit early. And ran out a little bit wide there. This car in front of me there, hope that doesn't get in my way. We can hope. The AI are a little bit frustrating in that they keep getting in the way, but no, he's going to pull over nicely. Yeah, nowhere near. That's fine, didn't get in my way at all. So coming to the end of the second sector then. Am I going to be up on my previous? And up on pole? I am up on, oh, not on pole by looks of it, but on my previous I am. 800's up. And only half a tenth down on pole, so pushing very hard in this final sector. Might better do it. There's an HRT there, I believe. Hope he doesn't get away. No, he sat right on the apex and it's pushed me right out wide. That's not worked. I did try and carry it on there. I tried to go around him and keep my foot in it, but I ran right out wide. And of course, corner cutting warning, so that lap failed. 2 seconds down there. Of course, I backed off then after that, went to lean to save the fuel. So, another lap then. Let's hope I can get a clean lap in this time, as Kristian still hasn't set a decent time yet. I'm sure we will do any second. Second corner then. It's been a pretty good second corner. Not perfect once again, but I think I might even be up on this particular attempt. We'll have to wait and see. I am indeed almost a tenth up on myself and 4.5 tenths up on pole, so much better start to lap. But oh no, I've run wide. I ran wide there. That's cost me time. That probably cost me that tenth, I should imagine. Unfortunately, but I'm still 3.5 tenths up on pole. So still looking pretty good. There's just a few cars ahead of me there. Oh, hopefully didn't get in my way again. So I can quite slid around these corners. Come on, get out of the way. No, it's a Red Bull. It's Vettel. No, pushing right wide. I swerved in front of them in front of him there in anger. That didn't work out so well. He didn't really get in my way, but I got caught in his dirty air and didn't run out wide. Oh no, looks like it might happen in the first corner this time. Perez there, just come out of the pits. Come on, get out of the way, Perez. No, he's staying on the racing line. That's fine. He's not really held me up so far. He's on the exit a little bit there. It's held me up. It's not been perfect, and that's definitely lost me time. And Button even kept me wide there. So it's not been a great first sector, definitely. But I might still be able to beat it if I continue to push hard. As Di Resta once again sat on the racing line there. AI are not treating me nicely at all. Kristian's now set a time to take third place just ahead of me. So 10.5 down on my PB, but 2 cents up on pole. But who's this Mercedes now in front of me? Is it Rosberg? I think it is. Yeah, Rosberg, and he's sat right on the apex. Look at that, right on the racing line there. Couldn't do anything about that whatsoever. So very frustrating for me. Only had 2 laps, first of which I made a mistake, second which was pretty good, but I could definitely improve it, couldn't I? 1 point, I was 10th up on that time there, first sector, and another point I was 2 tenths up, middle sector, so that would make 3 tenths. I would have moved you up the grid further and definitely had a Kristian, so very frustrating there, but there we go. Still 4th place is much better than my 16th place or whatever it was last race, so I can't complain. I should be able to get Kristian on the start since it's only 1 place ahead of me. So sticking with the standard strategy then, I'm going to normal fuel mix as we now take a look at the start, or the grid rather. So I'm ahead of a Ferrari and a Sauber level looks of it. There's a McLaren and a Ferrari ahead of me. Of course Kristian, my teammate there, and Raikkonen's alongside me. So hopefully I'm going to be into first place after the first corner. That's my plan. I have to push hard to try and make it reality. So 4 lights, 5 lights and we're away then. So straight to rich mixture. Minimising wheel spin, doing it a bit better, but not really, bogged down a bit, and then wheel spin after that, so it wasn't a perfect start. So I think about going around the outside of Button there, but wind up, because I'm not in a slipstream, and I'm up and inside Alonso now. Can I get the inside of him? No, I can't. I'm going to have to go around the outside of him. Let's try and go right around the outside. Kristian's run very wide there. He was well into first, but he's run right out wide. Oh, he gives me a shove there. Gives me a big shove, and that almost caused me to spin actually, but luckily he's had a bad exit, so hopefully I can be able to get past him again. Alonso's on my inside now, and I'll have to push him a bit, so I don't push Kristian. Look at him, Alonso's trying to push me into Kristian. Hopefully Alonso back out now, which he does indeed. Kristian's still alongside me there. I've got the inside line, so I should be able to take it, which I can indeed, yes. And he's still behind me, he won't be able to overtake me to this next corner. Unless he's got a load of curves left, which he can't. So I stay in 5th there, absolutely scream the red lumps to that. Bad choice, I wouldn't be making that choice next lap, but I thought that might be the way to go on there, but it wasn't. Oh, as I run right out wide though. That's not been perfect at all. So Kristian staying right to the inside there to make sure Kristian can't dive me inside. Squeeze him a little bit now, hold the apex nicely, which I do indeed, and get my foot down hard on the exit, which I do. So still in first place then, so my plan came true, didn't it, to get into first place. So qualifying doesn't matter anymore, it's all been reset. I'm in first place, regardless of where I started. This was the best I could have hoped for, first place. Kristian's very close behind me, he's pressuring me there as you can see. So breaking right down now then, as I come very close to that bollard there on the inside. Kristian's very close behind me indeed. I'm going to go to Rich now. Once again, keep the inside line here to make sure he can't direct me inside. Wait till he goes to the outside. There we go. Now I can squeeze him across a little bit. Come to the middle of the track. Braking now then to the final corner as he's trying to undercut me. So I'm going to hold it. Oh no, that didn't go well. I think I might have even given him a push there. My oversteering, but couldn't do much about that. I was trying to get on the apex nicely and then full throttle out of the corner, but that caused too much wheel spin and give me some oversteer. So Kristian now once again goes to the outside. Braking now into the first corner. Oh, as I run wide now, he might be able to undercut me. Oh, I think I get a shove there. Or did I put my foot down? Can't quite see, but a shove there, but it doesn't matter. Didn't spin or anything, and I'm still ahead, so in fact I've gained some time, so can't complain. This is gaining on me now a lot. I think that's mostly slipstream, probably partly DRS. I go to the middle of the track there to make sure he can't dive up my inside, and still managed to stay ahead of him then. So my defensive tactics are working so far. As that first corner went pretty well. Got a bit of grass on the inside tyre there. Oh, Kristian's run right out wide there on my dirty air. Right out. All four wheels miles off the track there. He's very close to me now indeed, though he's going to be my slipstream once again. He's not going to be able to get me, so I'm going to go to the outside almost. Still staying more or less in the middle, so he doesn't once again dive up me inside. So I've gained on him quite a bit there. Half a second now, back to him. Purple sector, fastest of anyone. I'm not surprised if Kristian can beat that though. So, ooh, as I get loads of oversteer on the exit there. Causes a huge wobble. Get away with it, managed to catch it. So no big drama. So I lock my inside wheel slightly there. Gotta be careful not to do that too much, don't want to kill the tyres. Mind you, it doesn't really matter on a 25% race. This race I believe would be one stop even on a 50% race, so it's definitely easily one stop on a 25% race, so not too worried about the tyres to be honest. As I come on the final corner now, trying to hold a tight line, which I've just about managed, but oh, as I lagged there. I had a big lag and Kristian jumped ahead of me. I get that occasionally when I don't set my Steam to offline mode when I record with MSI Afterburner. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I've posted on the forums to try and find out if there's a fix or anything, but I haven't had any so far, so it cost me a lot of time there and cost me the place, but I've managed to get it back again to Kristian. So I lagged there, and what happens when I do that is my car stands still effectively on track and everyone else keeps moving. Of course offline that doesn't matter because the AI all stands still with you, but online of course everyone else keeps moving, they don't stop. It's like, ooh, I have to give him a bit of room there, and he's going to be alongside me now. He's probably going to get me, I should think, on the inside, which is indeed. I'm going to try and run out wide to get a nice undercut line there. Try not to be in his dirty air too much. Hasn't worked though, hasn't worked at all well. I'm still within striking distance. It's going to be DRS on this lap towards the end. Oh no, outright myself though, right out wide. Just almost forgot to brake there. Right out wide, and Alonso's right on the gearbox of me now. It's coming to the end of the second sector. Hopefully I'm still just about inside a second of Kristian, am I? It's going to be close if I am. I am 1 second and 3/100ths of a second. So only just inside that 1 second margin, but that's all I need. Going to Rich now then, nice and early to try and get DRS, but I think it might be a little bit too far back now. Soon find out. I'm not even sure where the detection line is actually. Thinking about it. DRS activation is the next straight, so the detection line will be the end of this straight. So if I get it, but I look like I'm too far back, even without using a bit of that curse. I thought the detection line was down that last corner, but it's not. I think it's either that line we just passed, or it's this line here. I'm not too sure. The activation line's there. No, definitely didn't get it. Unfortunately, I'm still going to go to Rich though, just to try and catch up on him a bit if I can. And of course, Alonso behind me will probably have DRS as well. So yes, look at that, gaining hugely on me. Absolutely flying behind me there. As Kristian knows, another fast lap of the race, so 2.3. Of course, I haven't really set a clean lap yet though, not a flying one. So hopefully I can beat him with that. But he's not pulling away from me massively anyway, is he? So corner cutting warning there, probably for the second corner. So I've gone to Rich now then, not too sure why to be honest. Probably just use up some of that fuel I've got. Ooh, I have to take a couple of stabs and still won't cut in the corner. 10th up my previous end, purple, faster than anyone, 1.3 to Kristian though, so I think he might have pulled out even more time on me the first sector there unfortunately. So I try and have a better corner, which I do indeed. And can I get the braking right for this next corner? I'm right out wide last time, didn't I? And yes, I can. I'll have to take a couple of stabs at it, but at least I managed to get it all slowed down and get round the corner. As Kristian's miles ahead of me there. He's pulled out right on me, hasn't he? He's done very well there. So I'll definitely be outside a second now, but hopefully he makes a mistake or something so I can pull it back again. I'm standing again now. I'm not sure which fuel he's on. He might be on Rich. He might be on aggressive fuel, so he hasn't got much fuel, so he's lighter car. Either way, I'm hoping it's one of them. And I'm not just slower. We'll see. As he runs right out wide there. Did a bit of a Perez. I'm going to be right close behind him now then. Should get DRS then on the next straight. So I use all of my curse to make sure I stay nice and close to him. Go to Rich as well in the slipstream. So I'm certainly going to get DRS now, well within a second, probably about half a second. So I run a little bit wide to try and get a better exit, which it works reasonably well. And there we go, DRS. See if I can overtake him then in his slipstream with DRS as well. As I'm starting to get him there now, you can see gaining on him massively and more. He's still to the inside, but I'm going to dive to the outside. Can I overtake him anyway with DRS? Braking very late indeed. He's still alongside me. I'm going to try and go on the outside of turn 1. Do I manage it? I do indeed. Inside of turn 2, so the move's done, and it was the fastest lap of the race, 39.7. So, very good lap. Happy with that. It's Kristian now. He's going to have a think about going for me, so I'm going to have to stick right to the inside, beats out to the outside now, so I'm going to go once again to the middle of the track. Breaking quite early. Oh, he I've touched him there. I have to let him go, which I sort of do. I'm not sure if I touched him or not, but he's still on the inside there. Oh, he's going to get past me anyway. It's very close behind him indeed now. Very close. This is the sort of distance I want to be. So hopefully I can get him easier into the next straight and not let him pull away. So in the dirty air though, and right out wide. The game takes me off the throttle, so I might be back to a second once again. So Alonso's close behind me there. You see by the arrow. Kristian didn't have a great last corner, so 8 tenths. It's just inside a second, so going to Rich very early then to try and stay within that 1 second gap so I can get DRS. Getting back up close to him. Maybe use a bit of curse there, look, just to try and stick close to him. Get a bit of slipstream when I can. So braked there. We take very different lines into the corner, don't we? He takes a better line for exit, I take a better line for entry. But I'm still plenty close enough for DRS then in his slipstream as well. Using the last of my curves there. Definitely going to get DRS once again this lap, which is good. So hopefully I can overtake him now. I'm seeming to be close in this final corner, but I could be wrong. He's activating DRS now then. So slipstream and DRS, no curves, but that doesn't matter. So now I think I might be too far back to get in, but he's gone to the outside, so I'm going to dive from his inside I think. If I can get close enough, can I? I'm now trying to outbrake him, which I do indeed, right up his inside. Yes, I managed it. He made that a bit easy for me, didn't he, really? He expected me to be that close, to be honest. So he just went to the outside there and I dove up his inside, so he braked a little bit earlier than me. It's worked quite nicely, so I stay on Rich now to try and stay ahead of him. Half a second back he is, more or less. And 3 tenths of my previous purple sector, so faster than anyone. So I'm trying to push hard now then with Rich. Still on Rich, so it looks like I might go for a Rich lap now. Just try and pull out a gap on him, if I can. Pushing very hard to try and make that happen. Hopefully Kristian gets pressured by Alonso and that slows him down. If he has to defend and things, that would be nice. Oh, he's running a bit wide there once again. So we've seen my tyres are starting to get worn there, but that's no biggie. But I'm due to pit at the end of this lap. I just noticed. So pitting at the end of this lap. I did confirm with Kristian that whoever the lead car is should pit at the end of this lap. I was overtook him at the beginning, but he actually said that he's going to stay out on the options for a little bit longer. But I've decided that I'm going to come in because you just saw there how worn they are. They feel quite worn, so I think a set of prime tyres is going to speed me up a little bit. I could be wrong. So using the rest of my curves there. So Alonso's very close behind him, but I suspect some of the AI are going to pit as well. So the pit is on the exits corner, so you can brake very late. As I've, oh no, brake too late there, I'm going to wind up on the grass, but only a little bit, not too bad. Could have gone worse, but wasn't perfect exactly, was it? So coming to the pits now then. That's indeed a lot of the AI pit, look behind me, and Kristian's one of the only ones that stays out actually. Look at that. There's a few staying out now, but the vast majority of the field looks like they pitted, so hopefully they don't get held up in the pits. I've got a little gap to Alonso, so I should be okay. Hopefully he gets held up, so there's no chance of that, but we'll have to see on that one. So it looks like it's going to be a 3-second stop. But no, I'm being held. No, there's Alonso. No, being held, and there's a Sauber, and the McLaren is going to get past me. 9.1 second pit stop. That's pretty much put an end to the battle between me and Kristian there. 5 seconds I just lost in the pits. That's a lot of time, particularly when I now to be pushing the gap. Oh, was I trying to go on the outside of button there? Brakes surprisingly early. Going to try and go and hold it on the outside, but no, he's managed to pull out on me. He was surprised with how slow he was going in the first corner. So I tried to try and spring a surprise on him and go on the outside, but it didn't quite work, did it? Got halfway alongside him, but it wasn't quite enough. As yes, as I said, this is when I need to be pushing hard, trying to close the gap to Kristian really, so I can be past him when he gets to the pits, but don't need to be battling and overtaking people. That's not going to do any favours for my speed in the dirty air like I am now as well. So that's pretty much ruined my race. The AI have not been kind to me at all, have they, this session? Or this race rather. Both qualifying, got heavily held up by them on a number of occasions. 3 of my laps got ruined, and I was up on all 3 of them, wasn't I? And then, of course, now in the race, held in the pits. Unfortunately, not been too fair. The Toro Rosso can't change the tyres as quickly as the Ferrari and McLaren guys can. There's definitely a few gaps there that I could have been let out of, and then I could have been let out before the Sauber. Unfortunately, the game doesn't work like that. In real life, when people are pitting side by side, they release the cars at the same time, because of course you don't crash if you release them at the same time. They'll become one in front, one behind. Kristian's the fastest out there, he's very quick indeed. Go back to the pit stop there, but unfortunately in the game it doesn't work like that. It just does a single file type system, so if everyone wanted to leave the pits at the same time, the guy who's furthest towards the pit entry would leave first, working their way down to the slower teams at the end. So I've got DRS now, so I'm going to try and bin it up the inside of the button, really go for it, which I have indeed. I've managed it. Can I get it also down just about? So he's now need to hold the inside off, but oh, he shoved me out of the way, completely shoved me out of the way. I'm getting another shove on the engine disc corner in return and run right out wide there, so I haven't got a chance. To be fair, that was sort of me, since I ran a bit wide, pushed in wide, and then tried to come to the inside to cover off the undercut, but that didn't work because Button was already there, and then he gave me a big shove, didn't he? Once again, on a corner cut and warning there. So I then gave him another shove on the second corner to say, you're not coming around the outside of here, mate. Sorry. And then ran out wide just to make sure he didn't try and hold it on the outside of me. So that's Button dispatched off up to P5. And I believe we've got one more person to pit, or two more rather, including Kristian. So that AI, look on the minimap, that AI is a little way ahead, plus Kristian who's miles ahead, both got a pit. I need to pull out some speed out of the bag now to try and catch Kristian, but I'm only 1.1 back from Perez then, so pretty close to him. So hopefully I can get DRS on this lap, it's going to be close. Saving a lot of my curves, hopefully try and gain on him down the next straight. He's a little way forward, I think he might pull out a bit more time on me there unfortunately. Ooh, so let's try and hold it, but I can't quite manage it. Might have understeering a little bit there. Quite a lot actually, but using the rest of my curves now to keep Button at bay. Now I'm going to be just outside that 1 second zone, aren't I? Unfortunately. Only just so. So I'll try and brake quite late to try and dive into that DRS zone. Compromise my exit a bit, but no, it didn't work. That's just put Button very close behind me with his DRS. So that was a bit of a failed tactic, wasn't it? But yeah, look at that. Huge advantage to be gained on this track with DRS. Tries to go on the outside, which of course doesn't work. As it looks like, I think my engineer told me Kimi Räikkönen, I think it was, pitted. So that moves me up to 4th. Of course, Kristian in first. Someone in second, not sure who it is. It's Alonso actually in second. Perez in front of me there in third, but I'm very close behind him now, only 7/10, so I should be able to get DRS in this lap provided I can hold it. He's actually gained some time on him in that last corner, so hopefully I don't lose too much in this dirty air. He's trying to stick nice and close to him to get DRS, and hopefully I can pass him like I did with Button. Hopefully get down the road after Alonso. We'll see about that. So we come pretty fast, double right-hander now then. Still reasonably close to him. He's probably pulled out to around a second actually, but it's not too bad. I've done a reasonably good sector, so I can't complain too much. And it is now 7.5 tenths, so I gained some more in that final sector, in that final corner rather. So I'm trying to push hard now then to stay within a second of him. He's very quick indeed. He's not making it easy for me, is he? I'm not all over his gearbox anyway. It's very quick. So pushing hard now then, going to be braking to the last corner then, that's going to count really as, oh, I get a bit and said, oh no, I've hit the bollard. Hit the bollard there and lost my front wing. That doesn't happen in real life. The bollards are designed to be weak so that they, as they usually do on this game, they get knocked off or at least bend over rather than take it off your front wing like that. Bit of a glitch really, more than anything that. So fortunately once again I've been done over by this game. Not only by the AI but also by the bollards I've been getting done over by now. To be fair, I shouldn't have been that much on the inside anyway. But I was. It was a mistake by me. Just trying to stay close to Perez, but didn't work out, and now I've damaged my front wing, which will probably cost me some time. Fortunately. So not been my race at all so far, has it? One for 4th place, perhaps 3rd if Kristian has a bit of a nightmare, but I should think he's going to come out in the lead. But we'll see. But definitely 1.2 now to Perez. I don't reckon we better catch him now. With that damaged front wing. I know he's pretty quick anyway, so even losing a 10th per lap probably is going to do it. So I know you don't lose a lot when you damage your front wing, but you do lose some downforce in this game. In real life you lose a load of downforce. So looking at comparing the left of the front wing there to the right of the front wing, the upper section of the front wing on the right hand side there's completely gone, so that would cost you loads of downforce in real Formula 1, but not in this game unfortunately. Wish it did, wish it was more realistic in that respect, but it's not. So there we go, yeah, 1.6 to Perez now, so that battle's pretty much over, but not going to give up, still going to push hard, try and make it reality. But looks like it might be over now, unfortunately. Looks like I might have to settle for 4th as Kristian's now in the pits. So where will he come out? Looks like he's probably already left his pit box there, so he's probably going to come out in the lead. Actually, oh no, he hasn't been as big. Chase pitting now. Is he going to go ahead of Alonso? It's going to be quite close actually, isn't it? Alonso's coming on the pits, that's the next car behind him. And he's leaving the pits now. And he is, but it's not going to be by a lot. Alonso, of course, will have warmer tyres. A bit more momentum into that first corner. So he's definitely ahead of him, look, by probably a second or so. If not, probably a bit more actually, maybe 1.5 to 2 seconds looking at the minimap, but he'll be slower on this lap compared to Alonso, with Alonso's fresh tyres. So lap 11 then, yes, Perez is miles away now, look at that. Nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Now, of course, not worth pitting for a new front wing, since you don't lose a huge amount of time. I'll lose a lot of places for it. Probably back to something like 15th or something ridiculous. That says they're done at 18th, game reckons. So, unfortunately, looks like Kristian's going to get the win, and I'm going to be back at 4th. I was 3rd last time, so I'm going backwards. Kristian's maintaining his strong form, so it's not looking good, unfortunately, for the championship, but I'll certainly be able to claw that back some. He's not going to beat me every race, I can tell you that now. China's not one of my best tracks, but I don't think it's anyone's best track really. It's not a favourite track amongst many. I expect to be reasonably quick around there anyway, hopefully quick enough to be ahead of Kristian. I was ahead of him at one point in this race, wasn't I? I've learned something about tactics from Kristian this race, in that it's not always best to pit, even if your tyres look worn, and then on how much slower the prime tyre is. Of course, not having done practice, I didn't know that. Kristian did, since he's only done a league race a week or two before this, on this particular track, so he knew all about it, unfortunately. So it's cost me a little bit of that, but I think we're very similarly paced actually. I probably could have had the advantage on him in quali if I could not be blocked by the AI every other corner. And I think I probably could have had him in the race as well if it wasn't for both my poor strategic choice and being held up by the AI. But of course, if I made the right strategic choice, I wouldn't have got blocked by the AI, since I'd have been the only one in the pits like Kristian was. But there we go. So partly my fault, but I'm still quite frustrated this race really. Mainly at quali. But as I said, I was in first anyway, so that doesn't really matter. It just feels like I've been very much screwed over by the game this race. But there we go. It's a long championship, 20 races of course. We're in on race 2, so 10% of the way through. So plenty of time to make up the gap, luckily. And I believe that will now put me 23 points behind Kristian. Could be wrong. I'll find out at the end, but was button run very wide there. He's well within the DRS zone. He's run right out wide, 1.5 seconds back from me now. So he's obviously pushing hard to try and catch me, and didn't work on that occasion. So I'm 4 seconds back to Perez now, so huge gap there. Now, no chance of catching him whatsoever. As I look on the mini-map though, Alonso's very close to Kristian, so we might be able to have him. That would help my championship. There's 7 points difference between second and first. So if Kristian was to get 7 points less than he could have done, that would make me very happy. But as we've seen with me, it's not that difficult to defend against the AI, unfortunately, even if they're a reasonable amount faster than you. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, in Australia, at the beginning of my career, my proper single career in Caterham, I was able to hold off Webber in the Red Bull for most of the race, I believe, so it's not that difficult to hold off the AI, really. It was a bit more difficult on this track since it's got much more powerful DRS. Perez has done a fastest lap there, 38.9. Very, very quick indeed, as I'm only doing 39 seconds-ish, I believe. So about a second quicker than me per lap. Of course, he's probably on Rich, since he suddenly picked up the time. He's probably moved to Rich mixture, I should imagine, to gain that extra second. He's actually closing in now on Kristian and Alonso, it looks like, on the minimap. But unfortunately, I've used up all my fuel, so nothing more to use for me from there. Button now. I'm still managed to maintain the gap to Button for about 1.5 seconds. That's good, keeps him out of the DRS zone. So on lap 13 and 14 now, the penultimate lap. So just this and another to go. And while we just watch the end of this race now, I'll tell you what's coming up on the channel. I'm taken to not really doing channel updates now. It's not when people watch them anyway, it's a bit pointless. And, I've been doing time trial for the league races to try and qualify well and get a decent car. And of course qualify for top split, but at the moment I'm doing very well. I've got a world record around Monaco. So if we look on the PC leaderboards, on Monaco Dry, I'm the fastest one of anyone, 1 minute 10.1 I did. Very happy with that lap, spent about 4 hours doing it last night. so I'm a little bit tired tonight, but it's worth it to get the world record, I think. It's not, I'll probably get another 2/10 out of it with an absolutely perfect lap. There's probably another 2/10 in it, so at 1:09 is possible, but I won't be doing that, it's not worth it. Don't need to. I'm happy with that, and of course that does also put me top of the Time Trial Championship for that particular track. I'm just working on the other couple of tracks, that's what I'm doing at the moment really. That's what's taking up a lot of my time. Trying to qualify well for ARL league races. And of course got this video now. There'll also be a track guide coming very soon, probably tomorrow. I usually do it on Fridays of a race weekend, so a China track guide. There'll also be a race review, probably on Monday after the race. And I've also got a couple of the little special things, one of which is this a new transition I've developed. So transition is of course, well, I was going to say the transition, the move between one video clip to another video transition. So usually I use that spinning effect, where the video sort of spins, turns around while they're in front of you. But I've developed a new one now, a custom one, that I'll be using for the league races, and after the first league race for every other video that I need it on. So I've been doing that as well. That's taking up some of my time as well, but it gets a bit of oversteer there. So I've been doing that as well. I'm trying to design a custom helmet as well, looking into a few mods since they're allowed down the league race. So looking into a few of those, which ones would give a lot in return in terms of visuals. And as I said, something a little bit special coming up as well. Probably be next week now, but it's something I've teamed up with someone a little bit, just for a little snippet. And it'll be at the very start of the video, so it'll be the first thing you hear or see will be that special thing. I'm trying not to give too much away here. So we come across the line now to finish the race. So indeed, Kristian does manage to hold Alonso off half a second behind him. Perez behind him, 1.6 seconds back from the winner, and I was 9 seconds back in the end from Kristian. Of course, lost 5 seconds in that pit stop, so that would have been 4 seconds back. And then of course I lost time in dirty air and trying to overtake and things like that. So definitely reckon I could have had him, even with going for the worst strategy of pitting earlier for the primes. Even if I did do that, if I didn't get held in the pits, I think I would have managed to beat him just about. I would have been close at least, but unfortunately didn't quite make it. So there we go. Unfortunately on this particular video I forget to go to the Drivers and Constructors Championships, but we'll see it in the next race. I'll remember to do it next race, and this next video will probably be next weekend now, I should imagine, but I'll try and get it to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.